To start our onion dome project, we're going to use our paper horizontal and we're going to use pencil. So to begin, I'm going to draw a horizon line that is light in the background. It might be so light you don't see it on your screen. On the horizon line, I'm going to draw the beginning of my onion dome with a shape at the bottom under the horizon line. And it could be a shape that's rectangle or square or maybe a trapezoid shape. And I'm just gonna kind of build other shapes on top of that. So I've got more of a dome shape, maybe a trapezoid shape. And at the very top, I'm gonna draw what looks like a flame. So, or a teardrop shape. I kind of curve that line up and around. And from the top, I'm gonna go from the point to make it sharp and go down and around. That is one dome. So I have that horizon line going through that shape. I'm gonna have to do a little erasing. And what my job is gonna be is to add two more of those dome shapes on each side, but I wanna create kind of a sense of space. So instead of starting it right in line with that first one, I might push it back a little bit, but it's still under the horizon line. And maybe I can't see that whole shape. It's behind the first one I drew. And again, I'm just gonna use some shapes to kind of build this dome up. Maybe this one is a little bit shorter, makes it kind of look like it's going back in space and things are getting smaller. And then I would do another shape behind that one. Maybe this one is tucked behind there too. And this one is even shorter yet, and at the top I'm getting that dome shape. I would erase the horizon line through that. I would go ahead and add another one on this side and another one over here to get 5 total. Once you have your domes shaped, you can start to add some patterns. So you could think about lines, you could think about shapes, you could think about a combination of them. Every part of the dome structure does not need a pattern. If you need help while you're drawing, you can also reference the handout that you can find in your Google Classroom as well. Once you have your drawing complete in pencil, you're going to outline it with either permanent marker or pen, whatever you might have. It's important that it's permanent or in pen because our last step is going to be adding water to this. And if it's permanent or pen, it won't run. But if you are using a washable marker, we'll have a little problem with our last step. So options. The best option is to add color using marker. So if you have markers, we are gonna do a little bit different of a coloring technique. We're actually gonna go in the inside of each shape and create a thick outline. So I'm not using the skinny tip of the marker. I'm kind of laying it down on its side so that my outline just has a thicker edge to it. So I would encourage you to use lots of colors. Just one color in each shape. So I might switch colors and move around and do some shapes in red. I could do some shapes in all the colors of the rainbow. Even black and gray and brown would work great for this. If you don't have if you don't have markers, crayons are gonna work fantastic as well. You can still color in the same technique where you outline around the edge to get a nice dark color. So I'm pushing pretty hard. And then if you're using crayons, you would lightly color the inside. So I am not pressing super hard, almost just tickling my paper to get that lighter value. Again, with crayons, I would use lots of colors. If you're somebody who used marker, the cool thing about washable markers is that if you add a little water on top of them and rub gently, you can get that color to move around. If you don't have a paintbrush at home, you could also use a Q-tip. So the Q-tip, again, too, just getting it wet and rubbing, you can get that marker color to move around. So a finished onion dome project would be full of color. This one was done with marker, and when I paint with the water, I can get that color to move around and fill in those shapes really nicely. So have fun creating using shapes and lines, and adding some color with value.